Hi guys, I'm going to be brewing some tea. This is the way I do it. It may not be necessarily the correct way, but I don't know yet. I haven't decided. Do I want the Empress tea, strawberry leaf, elderflower, elderberry, rosehip, hibiscus, or do I want the La Luna brew? It has peppermint, ginger, lavender, mugwort, organic orange peel, fennel, lemon balm, chamomile, rose petal, papaya leaf. This one's usually for sleeping. I think I'm gonna go with a fruitier tea. Something a little bit fruitier. So, I do my teas a little bit differently because I don't have like the proper tools. So you guys are gonna just kind of see my basic way of doing it. So first I'm gonna do the hot water, and I do it straight from the Keurig because it's just easier than boiling the water. And yeah, I think I'm gonna do the Empress tea. It was actually pretty good last time. I should move this out of the way. So it's really hot. It's about 1.5 cups. And I usually just put a tablespoon of the herbs, a nice whopping tablespoon. And then I just kind of let it stir and let it sit for a little bit because it's gonna get all that gorgeous flavor into it. And then I strain it into my mug. So that's what I do. It smells so good. I add a little bit of honey and a little squeeze of lemon because I don't know, that's just how I do my tea. I don't know if that's the correct way, but that's the way I do it. Let me balance you guys up here. Actually, I should push this. Push this over a little bit more. So you're kind of even. So let me see if I even have a lemon. Yep. I don't want that to fall over. So I just add like a little bit of just a little bit of honey and a little bit of, what's it called? Lemon. So after it sits for a little bit, you can tell like it's kind of dark. I don't know, I don't like my tea too strong because I'm still getting used to it. So I just use this little like, I don't even know what this is called. And I funnel it in so it'll collect most of the herbs. And then all like the little fine pieces of herb, it usually sinks to the bottom, so it's not that big of a deal. And I empty that into the sink, and that's my tea. Super delicious. So that's how I do it. Is it the right way? I don't know. Ooh, it's hot. I don't know, but it works for me. I'm new to the tea world, so it's been like a new thing that I like. This honey is like all hardened at the bottom. Tea has been like my new favorite thing. I don't know what it is about it, but it relaxes me. It tastes good, and it kind of helps me steer my cravings from wanting a Starbucks lemonade or like one of their iced tea lemonade thingies. So I've noticed if I have tea over here to drink, I am less prone to wanting to go get a Starbucks. And I'm really trying to limit my, yeah, this one's ready to go in the trash. I'm really trying to limit my Starbucks consumption because I just don't need to be drinking so much Starbucks, even if it's just lemonade or teas, because it can get expensive, like super expensive. Oh, I need to stir this. So I don't need to do that. That's just a waste of money. Once in a while is cool. Like once in a while, preferably when hubby's home so we can enjoy an outing together, but my ass doesn't need to be going like every other day. So, hi guys. Starla, move. Shoo, shoo, shoo. Hi guys, how are you? How are you guys doing? It's been a while. Welcome to a video diary. It has been a week, maybe less than a week, I don't know. I gotta be careful because the thing about hibiscus is it can stain, so I don't want to stain my sweater. Let me get a paper towel. That's the only downfall about hibiscus. So it's barely 3:20 right now. It's I've only been home for about an hour. I went to go visit my mom and my dad and hung out with the dog. I just needed a dose of the doggies. I like to go visit them like once a week or so and just spend some time with my parents and spend some time with the doggies. I wore my aquamarine bracelet today with the intention of calming my energies because I've been feeling a little anxious and stressed lately. What's new, right? But I'm like, I don't have a reason to be stressed. Like, I'm not doing a 9-to-5 job anymore, you know? Like, why am I so stressed? I don't know if it's stress. I think I'm just a little bit nervous because I've been having chest pains. So I don't know if it's like, I don't know if it's medical related. Part of me thinks it's because we got new pillows. So we, like, not even a week ago, we got new pillows. And you know, like when you're switching up your usual pillow, your body has to like readjust. We got the new mattress about a month ago, and then we got new pillows like a little bit less than a week ago. And so I'm thinking it's like getting used to having different pillows. And then I've been sleeping at an incline because sometimes I get heartburn at night, which I take medicine for it. I have, you know, like the omeprazole over-the-counter things, which you're not supposed to take that every day, and I try not to, but I notice if I skip a couple days, anything will give me heartburn. Sometimes it feels like that to the point, like even this tea could give me heartburn. And so it's been worrying me, like anytime like your chest hurts, it's like the first thing you think of is like, am I gonna have a heart attack? Like, is there something wrong with me? But I'm wondering if it's because my sleep posture is not that great, like due to sleeping at an incline for my heartburn, the new pillows, and then Luna, which my cat is, Luna's 15 pounds. She has this thing where in the morning, if my husband and I don't get up when she's meowing because she wants her food, she has this thing where she jumps on the bed and she'll jump on him and then she'll jump off of me, and then from my body she launches herself off the bed. And at 15 pounds of pressure of a cat landing on my chest, where usually it's like my chest or it's my stomach, it's a lot. It's enough to be like literally. So I'm wondering if because she did that twice this week, this like within a week. I'm wondering if she, by her doing that, the pressure of her on my chest made me sore. I don't know. I think I'm just trying to find reasons to not stress about this because I really don't want to think that it's anything medical related. So I've been paying really close attention to my symptoms, like my body, and how do I feel. And so I've been paying attention to, like, you know, am I out of breath? Well, I'm a plus size person, So technically, like, being out of breath is a little bit more common than it's, you know, than I would like to admit. But I don't have pains like breathing in or whatnot, you know. I don't have anything like that, and I don't have the numbness on my side of my left side, and no sweats, and none of that stuff. So I don't think it's anything really to be concerned about. But if I do notice that my chest pains don't go away, I'm gonna have to go to the doctor. So I guess because I'm feeling that right now, like right now I don't feel pain. It's usually like when I'm laying down, or when I'm laying from one side and I'm like switching my position on the bed, I can feel it in my chest. Or like if I push my chest out, like right now I don't feel it. So I'm hoping that that means that this, whatever this is going away. But 2 days ago it was like, I was feeling that pain in my chest, and then I don't know, but it could also be, my dad was like telling me it could also be your anxiety. So maybe you have anxiety and you don't feel it. You don't think you have it, but you have it, and your chest is just sore. So I don't know. I don't know. But being around my parents today and like telling them how I've been feeling kind of brought me a little bit of comfort, because my dad would deal with people like that all the time. He was a firefighter in his day and age. And so he would always, you know, he was a first responder, so he would deal with all that medical stuff. So I just told my dad about that. And then he was like, you know, just like what the doctors are going to tell you, you need to pay attention to what you're eating, getting some exercise in, and all of that. So definitely the whole, like, my quest to eat better and whatnot is definitely, it's a daily thing. It's a lifestyle. It's not like this switch that you turn on and off and it's like, oh, I'm all of a sudden 100% healthy. Like, no, it's a lifestyle change. And so I've been approaching my healthy eating, and even my husband has said he's noticed like I've been doing better, where like I'm not reaching for takeout so much, you know, or if I go to takeout, I'm getting like, him and I will share a meal, or I'll get like sushi, or I'll get like a chicken bowl, or you know what I mean? Like I'm trying to like get different options. And then when I go to the market, I'm buying things that I know how to cook and that I'll want to cook here at home. So my husband he's working like the B shift at work. So he's working, sorry, I feel like I have a piece of eyelash in my eye. So my husband's working the B shift, which means he's working from 2 to 10. And so he's not home for dinners unless he stops by and I like give him whatever I made. So he's not home for dinners. And so I'm pretty much like, if I'm cooking dinner, I'm cooking what I want to eat versus what he wants to eat. Because it's me, you know? So, this is so good. So tonight, like for tonight, I have a packaged, one of those like packaged salads. So I'm going to make a salad, and I'm going to have that with a yam, a sweet potato. I don't know what the proper word is. Are they called yams? So I'm going to have one of those, a potato, I'm going to baked potato the yam. I don't know. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have that with a salad, and that's going to be my dinner. And so I just I'm trying to make subtle changes and then eventually incorporate more activeness, you know, so going for walks, and like I'm in the market to look for I was talking to my dad about it because he's really good with like looking on eBay for things. But I was telling my dad, I'm like, I want a treadmill, but I don't know if I should do the treadmill or if I should get like a bike, you know, like a bike or a treadmill. And so he was telling me what his opinions are, and I don't know, I haven't decided yet, but one or the other. It's gonna be a bike or a treadmill. And I want to put it in the room where Cackling Moon used to be. So that's where my workout equipment is gonna go, because there's room in that room. And that's gonna be like when I want to get physical, like when I want to work, that's gonna be where I do it. So that's the plan. But yeah, you guys, like I'm not, like I've said this before in a video diary, like I don't want to get I don't want to get on the bandwagon of counting calories and doing all of that, because I have a very obsessive personality, addicted personality, and I did the whole restricted eating in a negative sense, a very toxic way of it approach. And I developed an eating disorder from that back in the day when I was like 16, 17, 18. And I don't want to fall back into that realm. So now I was like on one end of the spectrum of eating disorder, and now I'm on the other end where I'm more of an emotional overeater versus a restrictor slash throwing up my food. So I'm on the other end now, and it's hard to control emotional eating when you're a very like sensitive emotional person. When you're a Cancer moon. So it's a daily battle, but at the same time that I am like making subtle changes to my diet and like drinking a cup of tea versus like going to get a sugary drink at Starbucks, those may not sound like big changes to some people, but in my world, it's a big deal. So I'm doing that. And then like drinking more water has been a thing for me. You know, my husband and I, we still buy cans of Cokes or cans of soda because my hubby likes drinking soda and I like to drink soda, but I like the control of a can because I know that if I drink only half the can and I'm throwing the rest of it out or he drinks it, I know how much I drank, right? Versus like when you have a 2-liter bottle, like, which is what we used to do. We used to have like those 2-liter sodas. It's so easy to just pour a big ass glass and then pour another big ass glass. And then next thing you know, you drank like 4 or 5 cups of soda. So I'm trying my hardest to consume less sugary drinks, and soda and Starbucks are the top culprits. And so that's been my thing for since the beginning of this year. I haven't weighed myself since January. I don't know if my number has changed or whatnot, but that's the other thing where I go down the rabbit hole of being very obsessive over a fucking number, and I don't want to do that to myself because to me, I know my weight, my size, it's like I would love it to go down, but I'm not going to hold that against me with a number. You know what I mean? Like my the way I feel is more important to me than a number on the scale. So at least that's the way I see it. But yeah, so the chest pains, like it's not bad chest pain. Like I don't want people to like freak out. It's not a bad chest pain. It just feels like sore. And so that's why I'm thinking it's probably my bad posture when I sleep. So you know, like when you sleep wrong and then you wake up and your body aches, it's like that. And then, or it's Luna jumping on me, you know? So having a 15-pound cat launching herself off of you like you're a fucking trampoline. Yeah, I'm pretty sure anyone would wake up with a sore chest for the next couple days. So I'm just keeping an eye on it. It's been like 3 days that I've been feeling like this. And so I'm keeping an eye on it. And I told my hubby if it gets worse or it doesn't seem to clear up, we're planning on like getting our physicals done and all that. So I told him I may take myself to the doctor and see what happens, but I have so much anxiety over going to the doctor. Like that's a whole other animal. That's a whole other animal. My anxiety with the doctor comes from like negative visits where no matter what I would do, I would be at the doctor's for an issue with my skin or like because I have eczema, or I would be at the doctor for a cold. No matter what visit it was I was there for, had nothing to do with my weight would always be brought up. And I think that that's just like traumatized me to the point where like I don't like to go because I don't like to be made to feel bad about myself, and I fucking hate it. So I can only imagine, you know, here comes the fat girl to the doctor's office because she has chest pain. Like I can only imagine the amount of like stuff that this doctor would say to me. So I'm really, really, really hoping that it's nothing serious or anything and that it just goes away because I don't think I could deal with that. I think it would just like, I would have a breakdown over that. So yeah, so I'm just seeing how I go and whatnot. But anyways, other than that, so that's like what I've been kind of going through right now. Part of me is kind of like missing friendships. I actually just posted from my Twitter about like how I crave friendships right now. Like I'm craving certain types of friendships. I'm craving the friendships that are not like, I don't want to feel pressure to have to hang out with somebody. I want just a friendship that is so casual and so like this day and age where we just chit chat on, you know, DMs, or we send a text message here and there. No pressure to hang out, no pressure to like do that. Cause I'm a weird person when it comes to making plans, going out with people. I'm so weird when it comes down to that stuff. I get anxiety over it. I get uncomfortable. I have to know where we're going. What am I expecting? I get really flaky with things like that because I get so nervous and worked up over it. So I just don't do well with that. So I just would be the worst friend, like an in-person friend. I would just be the worst friend. So probably why I don't have very many friends in person. I just can't keep up with that stuff, and I don't have the desire to. I like being a hermit. I like being solo. I like being in my comfort zone, you know? So that's just how I am. And now that I'm not working 9 to 5, it's even more easier for me to just kind of hide in my little cave. But I do crave having people to talk to on a daily basis, or texting people, or having like people telling me what's going on in their life and this and that. And it's really hard for me as a reader, I've noticed, to create friendships with people because it's borderline like I want to be friends with someone because we're friends, not because I'm like, I'm going to read your cards for you, you know? Like, if you want me to read your cards, you're going to have to pay me, kind of thing, you know? Or if I choose to read for you for free. But I feel like it's hard to like differentiate that sometimes with people. And so, I don't know, maybe that's just a me thing. Maybe not that many people have that same problem. I don't know. So yeah. So anyways, we're at what, 22 minutes. So I have to make sure I make a mental note. 22 minutes. I wanted to share with you guys my paranormal experiences with Kurt Cobain. I know that sounds really weird. It's really not that big of a deal. I think people are like thinking it's way bigger than what it is. But I'm going to share with you guys my experiences. I just saw 333. Because you guys were asking. So on February 20th, which was a couple days ago, 2 days ago, that was my birthday. So I turned 34. And February 20th also happens to be Kurt Cobain's birthday. And so, since I was like in high school, I've always had like this thing with Kurt Cobain. It's really hard to explain without it sounding crazy. But I just feel like I have this connection with him on another level. He has appeared in my dreams multiple times. And it's not like a dream where he's just happens to be there. It's a visitation dream. We're always like in a field, or we're by the ocean. He plays music for me in my dreams. I know this sounds so stupid, but you guys wanted to hear it. So he plays music for me, and he gives me advice, and we talk about like our emotions and our feelings and stuff. And so there's just all these weird little like connections that I have with him. Our birth charts are not 100% similar, but they're very heavy in water. He has if I remember correctly, he's a Pisces, but he has like a Pisces everything, which I do too. I have a Pisces Sun, a Pisces Venus, a Pisces Mercury, a Pisces Jupiter. I have 4 planets in Pisces. And my waters, I have a water moon. My moon is in Cancer. I believe his moon is it a Cancer moon? It might be the same thing, but I could be wrong. I was looking at his birth chart the other day. And then he has a big heavy planet too with, he has like his ascendant, his rising sign is like conjunct with, Uranus, I believe, and Pluto. He has like a heavy his chart is crazy. Like, so if you're into astrology, you got to look up his chart. And then with me, my Pluto is in Scorpio. So my Pluto is also in a water sign. I have a grand trine in my birth chart, meaning it's like a nice boom. I have like planets and all of the water signs, they create that triangle. That's why it's called a grand trine. He has this, I think he has the same thing. And I want to say his, I want to say that our Nords are opposites, something like that. But anyways, we have a lot of similarities in our charts. And when I was learning about all about Pisces, so I've known about astrology pretty much majority of my life, right? But when I really got into like reading about Pisces and stuff, Kurt Cobain popped up because he's been known for being a major Pisces. Like, you think about a Pisces and he's all about it. And so I remember that's where like my little love affair started with him, you know? So he's like my little Pisces twin. He's musically inclined. His music pops up in the randomest times for me. I always catch it on the radio all the time, back when I would listen to the radio a lot. Not so much now because I'm always plugged into my Bluetooth, but back in the day when your girl was like driving to the mall and stuff after high school, I would always catch his songs on the radio. I would always catch his name everywhere I would drive. So his name would pop up on little bumper stickers, or his name would come up on like this. Literally, there was one time where I was listening, I turned on the radio, turned it on, his song was on, and then like a truck drove by on the freeway and it said Cobain all the way across the side of it. So it's just like things like that, and it happens way more, it's more common than than anyone would care to know. I don't keep track of it as much as I used to before, because before, when you're like, you know, a young girl, like early 20s, like, oh my gosh, but now I'm kind of like, okay, all right. But yeah, he would be all over the place. And then Nirvana, like back in the day when CDs were a big deal, Nirvana was one of the CDs that I just like fell in love with all of their music, and cried to their lyrics, and just, oh my God, I was just such a sappy teenager. But yeah, so catching his name everywhere would pop up in the randomest places. His birthday being the same day as mine, I would always catch his songs on the radio. Even to this day, like, stuff will pop up. We'll be at the mall, hubby and I will be in the store, and his music will be playing, and he's just like, my husband knows now to the point where he's just like, your boyfriend's on the radio. That's literally what he says. Your boyfriend's on the radio. I still have dreams with him. The most recent one I had, I think, was like last year sometime, and I remember mentioning it on Instagram. But I do have visitation dreams with him, so he does come and visit me, and it's like we're talking in a meadow, or we're talking, playing music, or whatever. I joke around and I call him my spirit guide. I know that the term is offensive to some people, the whole he's my spirit animal, but literally, like, when I'm joking about it, I'm just joking. I'm not trying to offend anyone. But Kurt Cobain's my spirit animal. Like, he is just this person, spirit, that is and has been around me since I was able to understand, you know. Also, like, I still haven't read his biography, which I actually, on my birthday, I ordered from thrift books his bio, one of the books that was like about him. And I also remember I used to own, and I'm so stupid for throwing it out. I don't know what happened to it. I was a teenager, by the way. But you know, like that book that came out, which was his journals, I used to have a copy of it. And I don't know what happened to that book. It fell through the cracks in one of our moves. And so I reordered it on Goodreads, not Bookreads, thrift books. So I reordered the journal, and then I also ordered his biography. And I'm really excited to kind of read up more about Kurt. But I'm really fascinated with the fact that he's from Washington, that he was born in Washington, because I can't tell you guys the pull. I have this emotional pull And this was before I knew that he was born in Washington. And my husband can vouch for me on this. But ever since my husband's known me, I have had this weird pull to want to go to Washington, the state. And I've never been there. I don't have any family from there. I used to have a pen pal from Washington, but other than that, nothing, nobody. And I just have this weird pull to it. I remember when remember the Twilight series? When Twilight came out, and you know how it was like, it was located in Forks, Washington? I remember I was just so in love, and I was like, I need to go to this place. Why do I feel such a pull to go somewhere? And you guys know what I mean, like, those of you guys who are all about like just past lives and stuff, you just like there's certain places around the world or within the states or wherever that you just feel so called to go, and you don't even know why. That's how I feel about Washington. It sounds crazy. If my hubby didn't get his career with what he has right now, the plan B was gonna be to move up there, literally. I told him, if you don't get this job, we're gonna do what I wanna do, and we're just gonna pick up and go. So, but unfortunately, well, fortunately, but unfortunately, he got the job. So here we are. But when I found out, and I recently found out, because I never really cared to look up little facts like that about Kurt Cobain. I was always just into the fact that he's a Pisces and his music and stuff. But I found out that he was born in Washington. And so it's little things like that, just like, wow, that's just such a weird, ironic coincidence. And I don't know, just little things like that. But yeah, that's pretty much the bulk of my encounters with him. There was one time where I was meditating and I had music playing. His music was playing. Well, I had my Spotify playlist playing. So his music's in there, but it's not just Kurt Cobain music. And I remember I was meditating and just doing some journaling and stuff. And as I was writing about my past, and I was writing about, you know, just my past about being sexually assaulted and stuff. And stuff, like as if it's just so like casual, like and stuff. But I've done so much work getting over that experience that I can talk about it without it being like this big deal. It was a big deal for a long time, but I've done my shadow work. Anyway, so I was writing about, you know, stuff about that, and his song came up, the Rape Me song. And I was like, holy shit. And it was just like, and it's him, you know? So I just feel like I feel like I just have this weird connection with him. I don't know why. I'm just a random ass girl from California. Why me of all people would have this weird connection with him? Why does he visit me in dreams? Why do I feel so close to him? Why do I desire to go to a state that he was born in? Like, just, and we have the same birthday and our charts are very similar. Like, why? So it's just like really weird, but it's also really cool. So every birthday, every single time, like I know people who have the same birthday as me, but for me, when it's my birthday, literally the next thing I think is it's Cobain's birthday, like happy birthday. So I always have to say happy birthday to him at some point in the day. But yeah, so it's just a weird connection. That's really all it is. But I wanted to share that little story because I know some of you were just dying to hear. It's nothing exciting. Sorry if that was like so anticlimactic for you guys. But that's just my little tidbit. But anyways, my tea is pretty much cold now, so I'm gonna finish it. And I don't know. I think I'm gonna pull a card for myself and just kind of like chillax. It's 3:45 and make dinner in a little bit, but it felt good. It felt good to just kind of sit here and mingle with you guys. So I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are having a beautiful weekend. It's Saturday today. It's windy outside. It's windy and it was like raining earlier, so it's like my favorite kind of weather. We don't get this often here, so it's kind of nice. But yeah, I'm just gonna enjoy the rest of my evening, probably turn on Netflix and just be a couch potato, eating healthy. Anyways, my loves, I love you guys. Talk to you soon, and I'll see you later. Bye, guys.